this is something that's being talked about real heavy in the world right now, in different, in all communities, as far as relationships,
Wow.
man versus woman.
Okay.
Do you feel as though it's a competition out here with men and women? Are they competing against one another? Has the dynamic changed? Give me your your input. I'm sorry. Give me your input on relationships, man and women, and what's going on in the world today.
I believe, I don't think men are in competition with women. We're in competition with ourselves. But as far as women, I think that, today's modern woman believes that they don't need a man. And, well, most of them do.
So you're not just saying that because of what you hear. This is what you actually have seen.
I've seen it in my family.
You
You
see
know
it
what I
in your
mean?
family?
Yeah, I've seen it in my family. You know what I
Give
mean?
me
It's like,
okay. Give me an example.
okay, there's a lot of women in my family that are very well educated, have great careers, but they don't have a man. And it's like they're doing everything. They're living their lives, they're accomplished, they're everything, but there's one thing that's missing out of their life. That's a man. Why
Right.
is that?
Yeah,
There's no urgency.
and I know you have to be telling the truth, because why would you want to badmouth somebody in your own personal family? You know what I mean?
Man,
You know?
I don't understand the disconnect where it's like, okay, you got yourself together, but what about your partner? What about, that significant other? Like, why is that the missing piece? You know what I mean? And then, you look at nowadays, you look at certain women, they are very, there's a lot of accomplished women out there, and it just seems like a man is just
Not in the equation.
not in the equation. It's not that important. You know what I mean? And I don't understand, you know, why they don't see like a relationship is something that is beneficial to them. Then they get to like 40 years old and they wonder why they're not married, and they start looking for it like, well, there's no good men out here. Like, yeah, there's plenty of good men out here. You just don't want them.
Right.
So I
You
don't
know
think
who? Do you know who Rob Bass is?
yes.
What did he say? He had a famous song. Do you remember
It
what?
takes two to make a thing go right.
It takes two.
It takes
Come on,
two.
man.
It takes
Real
two to make
talk.
a thing go right. It's true, man. I mean, I just don't, I don't know what it is.
Is there more masculine
Yes.
chicks out here nowadays than versus femininity?
Oh yeah.
Feminine females?
Oh yeah. I mean, have you ever like been on the phone with your girl and heard her road rage on the phone at somebody? Like, you on the phone with her and she road rages while she's on the phone with you? Have you ever heard that before?
I done heard a motherfucker road rage inside the house.
I mean, you hear what it sound like? You hear what it sound like?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you bitch ass motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
damn. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Where'd you get that from?
right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You got
it's like
a mouth of a sailor.
Yeah, that's very masculine. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's a lot of women, that are very masculine. That the femininity is just not there.
Don't want to be told anything?
Don't want to be told nothing. Like, don't tell me nothing. So, and and especially from like, and I've experienced like, it seems like the black man don't nobody want to listen to what the black man got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you make complete sense.
Yeah.
Don't tell me nothing. It's like damn, okay. So it's like, what do you do with that?
What can you do with it? What is the solution?
I have no idea, man. It's no clue.
So you think relationships are going down the drain today? More people don't want to be in relationships versus the people that do?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so because, I see a lot of people, that delay relationships for a long time, or they vet a person
Waste
for a
their
long
whole
time.
damn life.
Yeah, or dudes will vet a female for a long time before they even think about settling down with them because they want to make sure they know what they're dealing with. It's hard.
I mean, it doesn't take a lifetime to understand what you're dealing with, man. You can understand somebody in some weeks sometimes, and even though, even in a couple of months,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, or a year or two. It just depends on the person and the circumstances, the situation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you really tuned in to somebody, you can understand if that person is good or if they're bad. if they for you, if they not, man, just pay attention to them. Watch them. You don't even got to say much.
Nah.
Just listen and watch.
Yeah.
You know, silence is the best,
Yeah.
you know, best form.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And, you know, I brought up Rob Bass and the song It Takes Two because relationship, it takes two people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to build something, it takes two people.
Yes, it does.
To establish something like this, it takes two people.
Absolutely.
And I'm talking about from a majority standpoint. You know, you have successful men, successful women out here that are making a substantial amount of money, a good amount of money, and they can do it on their own. But is that the general outlook? Is that the mass, the majority of people? No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
You know, the majority of people, they either got their kids living with them and their kids helping them,
Mm-hmm.
family members, you know, everybody coming together. But are people really having things on their own?
Mm-mm.
Are they coupled up and having things? No. You know, they're doing it backwards. It wasn't designed to be that way, man. And everything's falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, we're all middle class. And to be successful in the middle class, you need a partner. You know, you need another half to, like, really get you to that upper middle class.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because in Southern California, it's
Especially.
super expensive.
Right.
You know, it's really expensive to
Right.
live in any big city.
Right.
You know, you need that other income to help you. You know, you do it as a team together. I mean,
elevate.
like, this is not accomplished by, you know, one person, not unless you are a super high earner. You know what I mean? Like, you making like six figures. You know what I mean? Like high six figures.
Beyond six, right.
You know what I mean? Like high six figures.
Right.
So, you know, if you're a middle class person, you need to be looking for somebody to, like, conquer this life with. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because it's a lot easier when you do it that way.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you're going to work harder if you don't have somebody and you're not making no high earning wages.
Yeah.
You know? Straight up.
Yeah.
You know, I encourage people to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that has several hustles.
Yeah.
Somebody that has several hustles, business mind, business orientated, and partnership.
Yep.
You know.